On Tuesday, 2 Manitobans went into Polo Park to run some errands and left with knife wounds. While simply sitting on a bench in the mall, they were stabbed in a random, unprovoked attack. The attacker, who had already breached release conditions, was immediately released back into the community. Violent crime, addictions, and mental health issues are spiraling out of control in Winnipeg, and yet this premier broke his election promise to reform bail laws, abandoned both the homelessness and mental health strategies, and has yet to open a single new addictions treatment bed in Winnipeg. How many more innocent Manitobans will be attacked before this premier acts?
You know, we have the holidays quickly approaching, and at this time of year, so many Manitobans are going to the malls. They're going to shopping areas. We're getting together for festive occasions. Right. And everyone in Manitoba deserves to be safe while you're out and about this holiday season. So I want to take this opportunity to thank law enforcement who have been quick to respond to terrible tragedies unfolding in the city of Winnipeg and across Manitoba recently. They have a difficult job to do at the best of times, and we are asking them to do so much more as their jobs become even more difficult. So thank you to everyone who works in the policing sector of our province, and thank you to those officers who responded both to this incident and another tragic event recently in the city. We are tough on crime. We are tough on the causes of crime. Where the PCs refuse to take action, we have reformed bail in Manitoba and invested in law enforcement after years of funding freezes under the PCs.
Time has expired.
Just hours after the Polo Park stabbings, a 19-year-old was stabbed waiting for the bus just across the street. Earlier this week, a police officer was stabbed in the neck at Unicity. And last week, River Heights residents were terrorized by a single suspect committing 5 armed robberies in just 1 hour. Winnipeggers aren't safe under this NDP government. The Premier has no plan to tackle the rampant increase to violent crime that is happening under his watch. He has no idea how to handle the addictions crisis in Manitoba, and he's made it clear that he won't help suburban Winnipeg. Right. Why is this Premier allowing violent criminals to terrorize the people of West Winnipeg?
We are investing in law enforcement.
That's right.
For years under the PCs, funding was frozen. We lost 50 police officers in the city of Winnipeg during the member opposite time in office. So when the member stands up, perhaps she would like to begin her question by apologizing to the people of Winnipeg for cutting more than 50 police officer positions during the failed era of Heather Stephenson. We, on the other hand, are turning to a new approach. There are more police officers working in Winnipeg today, led by the initiatives spearheaded by the Minister of Justice. I was out to thank law enforcement. Our government is out to work with you in the community. The only people who are not working together to make our community safer are the members opposite. In last year's election campaign, they attacked the victims of a serial killer. Where is the apology for that? Stand in your place now and address that terrible
Member's
legacy.
time has expired.
Businesses want to open their doors without the threat of violence.
Order, please. We're not going to accomplish anything yelling back and forth across, so please don't. The Honourable Member for Roblin.
Businesses want to open their doors without the threat of violence looming over them, their staff, and their customers. Winnipeggers want to feel proud of the city we call home. They need a government that's willing to do the hard work to tackle the challenges we face, from violent crime to the addictions crisis. I want to speak directly to the people in Winnipeg who are watching what's happening in our neighborhoods with increasing fear, despair, and anger. It is crystal clear that the NDP has no plan to protect you. All this Premier does is talk. He sits on his hands, he points fingers, he blames everyone else. He has talked about this for over a year. The more he talks, the worse things get. When is he actually going to do something about it?
Let's talk solutions. I would speak to you. No matter where you live in this province, the city of Winnipeg, the suburbs, rural Manitoba for a change, I'll talk to, unlike the members opposite. What are the solutions to crime? I'm sure everyone agrees that it's more law enforcement. Well, guess what? We are investing a huge increase to law enforcement after their funding was frozen and their jobs cut by the PCs. What else have you got to do? Well, you've got to tackle the addictions crisis.
Yeah.
What are we doing? We're both bringing the hammer down on drug traffickers, and we're offering a path to recovery for those who need it. And of course, you need prevention. And that's why we have a school food program in every single school in Manitoba so that young people can stay on a positive path for the next generation. We're responding immediately to crimes to hold people accountable. We've reformed bail, and we're preventing the next generation from going on a negative path. Who's the one making noise and offering no solutions? It's the PCs who continue to try and antagonize.
Time has expired.